Bolstering Secret Service protection has become a priority for lawmakers in the wake of the assassination attempt against former President Trump. A new bill today seeking to strengthen security for government leaders and candidates. But how much is still unknown about that shooting? NTD's Sam Wong brings us the latest.
Take a look at what happened.
It's been exactly a month since former President Trump was shot at a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Marking the occasion on Tuesday, Democratic Congressman Richie Torres introduced a bill that will ramp up Secret Service protection for political leaders and candidates. Under the proposal, the agency will be compelled to expand the security perimeter to at least 500 yards at public events, shielding candidates from potential gunfire while covering any elevated position within that range. The shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, opened fire from a rooftop located roughly 150 yards from the podium. Here's Trump in a conversation with Elon Musk on Monday, recounting the moment he felt the bullet.
I'm a believer. Now I'm more of a believer, I think. It was a miracle. If I hadn't turned my head, I would not be talking to you right now, as much as I like you.
Exactly.
Police body cam footage shows an officer encounter Crooks just moments before the shots were fired. He was hoisted up by his colleague to get on the rooftop, but immediately dropped down after he spotted the suspect.
Told them they need to post the guys over here. I told them that the Secret Service. I told them that Tuesday.
Security lapses at the rally quickly drew scrutiny from Congress, even prompting then Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheeto to resign. Today, that pressure is still there. A bipartisan House task force on Monday sent letters to the Departments of Justice and Homeland Security, demanding all information surrounding the incident. Lawmakers also requested a briefing from relevant agencies by August 16th. Last month, Torres, along with Republican Congressman Mike Lawler, spearheaded legislation aimed at enhancing protection for all candidates, including Trump, President Biden, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. As the investigation continues, the shooter's motive remains unknown to this day. Sam Wong, NTD News.
And as the House task force probes the assassination attempt on former President Trump, Trump himself is publicly praising the Secret Service agents who took quick action when those shots were fired. Joining me now to discuss the House investigation and its implications is Richard Jardino, Sheriff of Fulton County, New York, a former New York State judge and prosecutor, and host of the podcast, The Rich Jardino Show. Richard Jardino, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me, Steve. I appreciate it.
It's great to have you on, Richard. So the House task force investigating the attempted assassination, just requesting documents and briefings from Homeland Security, Secret Service, and the AG, as well as the FBI. What is the significance of this for the investigation?
Well, twofold. They put a deadline on it, so they want it by the end of August. They want it quickly. There's been a sense that the Secret Service and other agencies are dragging their feet, and the Secret Service in the beginning tried to point the finger at the locals for any mistakes that occurred, including protecting the building from which the shooter launched his attack. So by moving quickly, they're able to squelch some of these rumors. There's a lot of rumors and a lot of conspiracy theories, and I think the Secret Service doesn't understand the longer they drag this on, the more conspiracy theories go out. So they have precedence. This congressional committee is bipartisan. It was a 416 vote. No votes against it, and it's Democrats and Republicans on the committee, including veterans. So they're looking to try to wrap this up, and they want answers because it could have been a completed assassination attempt, and unfortunately, a man did die because of this. So they want to know answers that have been the Secret Service hasn't been that forthcoming on.
We saw that body cam footage from the local police released. How damaging, or at least what do you think this will mean for the investigation, and what information is this task force specifically looking for?
I think what happened is in the first couple days, the Secret Service was pointing the finger at the locals. And I think that the local district attorney, a local supervisor, and local supervisor of the police, the chief, came out and supported his team and staff, said, time out. We didn't get good directions from the Secret Service. We highlighted the rooftop as a vulnerable place. We had people inside, but not on top. And that's where they were directed to go. So I think the release of the body camera is damning to the Secret Service because the officers, in excited utterance right after the shooting, say, we told you guys, we haven't told you guys. And several officers mentioned that. So you can see that in the heat of the moment, people say, in court, we call it excited utterance. You see something, you shout out, oh my God, he went through the red light, or oh my God. So they immediately say something that's more credible and believable because they don't have time to think about it. So it's clear that there was notification by the locals to the Secret Service before the event. And during the event, we're learning that they were watching this kid, and they had relayed the information to a command center of local, state, and Secret Service. But apparently, it fell on deaf ears when it got to the Secret Service, because one of the officers said that he couldn't believe that no backup was coming to help find this kid.
There were certainly a lot of mixed messages coming out, like the one you just pointed out, as well as the initial statement that the roof was too sloped, and then that was the reason why there wasn't a sniper position there. You know, there's been a lot of public speeches that former President Trump has given in this past month where he commends the rank and file Secret Service agents. Specifically last night, he really got into depth when he was doing his back and forth with Elon Musk, really praising that sniper, the Secret Service sniper who took out the shooter. What do you make of his praise thus far for the actual Secret Service members on the ground?
You have to understand, when you're assigned a protective detail, they become close. Their families become close. And I think it's dependent on the president. And he recognizes the fact that, you know, it could have had a worse ending. You know, there's also been some criticism of why did they let him stand up? Why did they let him, you know, wave his arms and expose the target? He is the target. They don't know how many shooters there were. But all in all, I think that we have to take our protective details, the ones that work with us every day, and assume that they're there to protect us, and they would take a bullet for the president. So I understand why you would commend those. I think there's been a failure from the top down.
Richard Jardino, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Steve. Have a good week.
Former President Trump's live interview with Elon Musk last night pulling in a combined 1 billion views. This according to the tech CEO. Musk now proposing a similar chat with Vice President Kamala Harris, while her campaign takes aim at technical glitches during that interview last night. NTD's Iris Tao brings us more.
The Trump campaign is taking a victory lap as it touts numbers from Trump's 2-hour live interview with Elon Musk on Monday night. According to the Trump campaign, 25 million X-users listened to the entire chat from start to finish. 1.5 million listeners were listening to it live, and over $1 million was raised from a specific link for the interview. Musk further touted that the interview, along with subsequent discussions, pulled in a combined 1 billion views. The chat, which marked Trump's return to X after nearly a year, covered a variety of topics, including the assassination attempt.
I'm a believer. Now I'm more of a believer, I think, and a lot of people have said that to me. A lot of great people have said that to me, actually. But it was amazing that I happened to be turned just at that perfect angle.
Inflation and government spending.
I think we need like a government efficiency commission to say like, hey, where are we spending money that's sensible? Where is it not sensible? Right. And we need to live within our means.
And threats facing the country.
The biggest threat is nuclear warming.
But Trump and Musk on Tuesday complained that the mainstream media focused more on the technical glitches which delayed the interview for 40 minutes instead of on the actual impact of the conversation. Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign, meanwhile, is fundraising off of Trump's interview, accusing Trump and Musk of trying to sell out the middle class and not being able to run a live stream in the year of 2024. And Musk now says he's happy to host Harris on an X basis too. Reporting by Iris Tao, NTD News.
Thank you for watching the Capitol Report. If you want to see our full broadcast, check us out at epochtv.com.